Hi, I'm Jacob.
And I'm Jared.
And we're here to talk about the Dragon Ball
Z.
Our heroes were just getting to Namek. Yeah, Frieza's forces are attacking a village.
The last time they ended, Dodoria was attacking the Elder. And then Frieza's like, wait a minute, hold up. You need to go attack these warriors first. Which one, it makes more sense. Two, the Elder should know where the Dragon Ball is more than the warriors, so he really wants to make sure that everyone's is basically dead and that there's no one to stop them. So Dodoria then goes off and just stomps these guys. I mean, there's no effort. Like, he just goes and kills each and every one of them. He kills Cargo, which is a kid. I don't know if it's exactly Dende's brother, but it is someone that Dende is close to, and just kills a kid. I mean, that's one of the only times I think we get to see that, or like a kid's body is afterwards. And yeah, it's a Namekian, so that's why they get away with it, kind of.
And then they save Dende and fly away, and that's when Dodoria chases after them.
Krillin uses solar flare. That's how they lose him. So Krillin uses Tien's technique of solar flare, and this blinds Dodoria. Dodoria then is just going on a rager, just trying to find them in this canyon. He literally is like blowing up parts of the valley. Water's big lake. He's just blowing stuff up, and then he's like, they're probably dead.
So a face-off between Vegeta and Dodoria. The first real time you see Vegeta's power since he faced Goku. As a final move, again, rather than asking him to join forces, Dodoria says, I'll tell you a secret about what really happened to your planet. And that's the first time Vegeta hears about the fact that Frieza was the one that destroyed planet Vegeta.
You know, we're getting the first explanation of like what could have happened to the Saiyan planet. I mean, we just don't know. We just know it's been destroyed at this point. But then like we're hearing that basically Frieza destroyed it. And the reasoning is basically that Frieza saw the potential of the Saiyans in some way rising up and taking him over. Not even like one person, but probably possibly multiples. And so he's taking the planet out. Dodoria and Zarbon knows. So Dodoria, for some reason tells him. I don't know how Dodoria really thinks. Like, he knows Vegeta, and I don't know why he would think that he's going to get out of
save his life. He's standing there laughing also when the planet blows up. Not that Vegeta knows that, but clearly he's implicated.
Goku filler. There's a lot of filler here with this Goku's training. And obviously we like Goku, but there's just, it's the same thing every time. I'm going to do a push-up at 1,000 kilo, like whatever the power is. Now it's 1,000. Now it's 10,000, and it's just, it keeps going up. So we're not going to talk probably too much about that because there's not much interest.
The best is when he goes through a magnetic storm a couple episodes later, and now it's double, and like he's like, can you imagine if Goku died? This is it. This is the end of Goku on the spaceship. But then somewhere around here, Gohan, Bulma, and Krillin see Vegeta, and they have a fight or flight moment, and they're going to fight, and they're about to attack. Giant fish emerges and jumps in front of them. The only giant fish ever spotted on Namek, to my knowledge. And
it's like a giant something on that Bulma fight.
I don't know what it is. But I don't even know what this is. I mean, it's not even Deus Ex Machina. I don't know what the whole point of this is.
But yeah, he's basically Vegeta finds a village. For no reason at all, the Namekians attack Vegeta. And what is he covers himself in rocks. And then they like blast the rocks instead of him. Why? What's the point? And so at this point, Zarbon and I just put Purple Dude, one of the purple aliens that's Frieza's force, they go off to look for the Dragon Balls because Frieza's like, hey, bring them back to me or you're dead, basically, at this point. And then King Kai tells Goku that the Z team, this is kind of in some ways filler and somewhat not. Like, I mean, I guess
it's in the manga,
it is in the manga, but not as much as this. There's a lot of like extra scenes that are in this.
It seems very unnecessary, and it's like some weird way of cheapening the fact that Goku had this privileged thing where Kami begged King Yama to let him go on Snake Way and reach King Kai. And here we are. This is like the Dragon Ball Z dilution thing. 10 episodes later, and Chatsu got here faster than you did. It only took him 2 days, and it's like great.
I think if Tien learned the new technique, or Yamcha,
they didn't learn anything. They no Spirit Bomb, no Kaioken, nothing.
What I understand is like they're gonna become more powerful, but then because of the next arcs, they just don't do anything. And like you said, they come even faster than Goku down Snake Way. And then they don't learn anything new or besides Piccolo. Piccolo just gets stronger.
I always like the idea of them being like the reserve troops. Like if they're really called upon, they can do this last. Like they'll just slightly turn a battle that's on a turning point already. But there's a full episode of this crap where they're on King Kai's planet. Like, did you remember that? There was an episode where you don't even see Namek.
There's a whole episode where they call it like everyone versus Piccolo. Or something like that. I'm like, okay,
that's unnecessary.
Like, what are we doing here? But so at this point, we're now at the point where King Kai is talking to Goku psychically, and he's telling them all like, do not fight Frieza. That he is telling Goku, he's telling Piccolo, he's telling all of them, we're not trading you, even the new people. My favorite.
I don't love that. Also, show not tell. Like, show me how powerful Frieza is. Don't have someone just saying, "Promise me, he's too powerful."
But I just put it though that Piccolo literally tells Goku through the psychic link. He's like, "Hey, by the way, keep Trey, we're gonna beat him together. It's like in front of King Kai. I just love that. Like
the beginning of disrespecting King Kai. A long series of disrespect.
And then at this point, we're ending with basically Zarbon now. He finally confronts Vegeta, and now we're at the point where
why is Zarbon alone when Vegeta finds him?
Oh, because remember they split up. Like basically, like this purple dude and
seems like a bad idea if you haven't heard of Dodoria in a while and you got around the same power level as him.
Well, and at this point also, Zarbon doesn't even believe at the beginning because of Vegeta's old power level. He doesn't even believe he could beat Dodoria. But obviously, we all know what happened to him. So yeah, now we're at the point where Zarbon versus Vegeta.
There's an interesting. You don't really have a stance on this fight. Rewatching the series, you have a little bit of a affinity for Vegeta. You know, he survives, he becomes good, all this stuff. But without any context, if you're just watching this happen, this is like non-aligned countries fighting before a war where you're kind of, if you're actually a Goku fan, you're saying, I kind of hope they both weaken each other.
Yeah.
Right? You're hoping that, oh, this is great, they're fighting, and maybe someone can come in and defeat one of them. You don't really care about the victor.
Because of the fact that, like, Zarbon, no matter what's going to kill him. He doesn't care at this point. Like, Vegeta at least somewhat can be sensible about stuff. So, like,
Vegeta actually killed half of the...
Sure. But I'm saying that, like, there is that thing. But anyway, now we're at the Zarbon fight. So we're talking... So, Zarbon versus Vegeta lasts a little bit, but it's not too long before Zarbon has to transform. And this is one of the first, if I'm not mistaken. Kaioken kind of, but it's more of a technique. But this is one of the first time we're actually kind of seeing just someone using something that makes them more powerful without much. Well, I guess this is the first time we've seen someone use something more powerful, and it's not really negative.
Because this is basically a grade 8 transformation. He turns into something bigger that's ugly.
But he has control though. But once again, there's no, he's not slower. Like they even, unless maybe they do say that in the manga, but there's no thing of him being any slower or any downside. It's just him powering up to become more powerful. Why would Vegeta think he's gonna beat Frieza if he can barely beat Zarbon? And we're not talking Zarbon. Even if Zarbon doubles his power. Did Vegeta think Frieza was going to be double the power of someone like Zarbon and Dodoria? Obviously, he's going to be way more powerful. So it's weird that he ever thought he could beat him, considering he came to beat Zarbon in this state.
I don't really subscribe to the power level stuff, but I think no one ever really sees Frieza fight anybody. Frieza doesn't even get out of his chair until way later. So Vegeta's always just assuming that Frieza's more powerful than the most powerful person under him that he's seen fight. And so he's gradually throughout like this whole saga learning how much that gap is.
And then at the end of this, you think, oh, Vegeta might be dead. But then this episode ends on Vegeta living and Krillin now getting his power.
Check on him. Come on. This happens so much in this show. If you defeat someone, your goal was to kill them. Go check.
Yeah.
So Guru unleashes the power, Krillin's full potential. Yeah. It's similar to the Z Sword in 200 episodes from now, but this tendency that you can just unlock power. Yeah. And he gives the Dragon Ball to Krillin because he can sense that he has a good heart. Yeah, one comment I had there is maybe that there's a larger purpose. There might be some philosophy out there that for the Namekians, the duty of creating these Dragon Balls is more important than their own lives for some religion they have or some duty to the world. So
far, what has been your favorite battle that we've seen so far on Namek, and what are you most excited about seeing next?